Good morning, OCO.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We will call the Rules Committee meeting to order. At this time, Councilor Vasquez, would you please give the blessing?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for safe travel for all of those that made it here, and pray the same going home. Bless our minds. Give us open minds and hearts to serve our Cherokee people today. Ask blessings for all those in the military in harm's way and for all of the people affected by violence all over the world. I pray for peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Shelley, roll call.
Sir, Joe Bird,
Ani.
Ricky Hargis,
Present.
Bill Anglin,
Here.
Keith Austin,
Here.
Jack Baker,
Here.
Harley Buzzard,
Here.
Sean Crittenden,
Honey.
Don Garvin, Wanda Hatfield, Rex Jordan,
Here.
Dick Wade, Curtis Snell,
Here.
Denise Taylor, David Thornton,
Honey.
Victoria Vasquez,
Honey.
David Walkingstick, Brian Warner.
Honey.
We do have a quorum.
The minutes were mailed to you. At this time, I entertain a motion to approve.
Motion may be approved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, reports, Marshal Shannon Buell.
Good morning.
Morning.
Something a little different this month on the Nahaza patrols. You'll see they're down from most months. It's because my reporting turned in mid-month this month. So that's why it looks like it's down. It's really not. But we had to get the reports in early, so that's why they look a little different. Okay. Other than that, are there any questions about any of the reports for this month?
Yes, Councilor Buzzer?
Shannon, I was visiting with some people who live down around the Kenwood area, up around where the Buffalo are actually, and
Mm-hmm.
they tell me that there's a lot of activity going on there on weekends, late at night, like at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Mentioned mostly drinking. I guess the reason I'm saying is I'd like to see some increased patrols in that area at those times of the morning down in there. But he said it's just
Like
getting
just the
around.
weekends, about
On
2 a.m.?
weekends, yeah,
Okay.
and then, we've had some thefts there, in the last year or so. I don't know, he expressed some concern, I said I'd bring it up to you.
We can definitely help out on that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Do we have cross-deputization in that area?
We do.
Okay.
We do have crosses in Delaware County. However, Delaware is like most counties that you know. They'll have 2 deputies out for the night shift. One handles North Delaware County. One usually handles South Delaware County. So, you know, it's the times we live in, I'm afraid. You know, county budgets are not what they used to be. County sheriffs are now more impacted on federal regulation as it deals with their jails. So a lot of the county administrators are having to put manpower in jails where they used to have that manpower on the street. Cross-deputization is an important piece of the puzzle. We just had a letter this morning from Chelsea area. They're wanting us to cross-deputize with Chelsea. And we're going to look at that very seriously and probably end up going in and cross-deputizations with Chelsea. However, just like I tell every agency that we're cross with, just because we cross-deputize with you doesn't mean that we're going to run your organization, be in your city all the time, because I just don't have the manning either. We have some priority areas that we'd like to keep our staff, and then they go out as well. But, you know, when you have I'm fortunate enough to have guys that are very motivated to go out and work, and that's an oddity, I think, in a lot of places. But they like to go out and help the community, so it's good. We can get out there and help them, but we can't supplant their agencies in that area. So, but yes, definitely we can help out in Kenwood.
Yes, Councilor Buzzer?
Just to follow up a little bit on that, counselors may remember years ago there at Bill Hall, we have like, 25,000 acres of land and have a lot of assets there in Delaware County that was on trust property. We have the Bill Hall building, we have the ranch and Buffalo, stuff like that. And Joe, you probably remember back then, we used to have security guard that did that up there. I guess we don't have a security guard anymore up in that area, but, that may be one thing we want to take a look at and get with Bruce Davis and that organization to see if they can afford to hire a security guard. But what I've been told and what I do know is there at the Bull Hollow office, we've lost several pieces of equipment. It was worth thousands of dollars. Also at the ranch, we've also lost several pieces of equipment that have cost us thousands of dollars. So it may be in our best interest to take a look at hiring a security guard for those areas up in there, especially with 25,000 acres of land. The other thing I'd like to point out, and I'll bring it up in resources, is security cameras. What I understand, we don't have any security cameras whatsoever up there. And those are I know they're expensive, but they could certainly save a lot of money as far as staff's gone up there, and just have some around the building and around the equipment, because we have several $1,000s worth of equipment up there. So anyway, I'll bring it up in resources too, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
I totally agree, though, Counselor Buzzer. I think at one time we had security that were assigned to not only the one at Bull Hollow, but we had assigned to the one in Delonaghy, because we have
Yeah, you had
fairly
Delonaghy,
expensive equipment there.
yeah, you had Delonaghy, Bull Hollow, the hog farms. You
Yeah.
had security at the hog farms as well.
Yeah. Yes, Counselor Snell.
Yes, pardon me. Shannon, remember I talked with you about the Bull Hollow break-in, they stole a trailer down there,
Yes.
and about the drug situation down by the creek. I just had a call this weekend if there was more drug problem in that area.
Okay.
And there's also up at the community building, there's a vacant office up there that I'm sure that, you could utilize. So we may talk about that, where you could have an officer there at times.
Yeah, we've had satellite offices. We've had them in Delaware County. We've had them at Hard Rock and in Adair County. And I'm afraid, as nice as they sound, my officers don't stay there. My officers don't come to the office here very rarely because they're out in their vehicles. So that's always, we had one at Cherokee Heights for, 3 or 4 years. And what we found was other agencies at the tribe were utilizing our office space because our officers weren't going there because literally when my officers go 10-8, they go call to call. They get a call, they go. By the time they clear off that call, they go to another call. So, yeah, we would love to have the manning to actually have a north and south district, that we'd have the same type marshal service north as we do south. But until the federal government figures out their issues, I don't know that we will ever see that. I know that we work hard with the BIA, and the BIA works very hard with us, but our DOI funding is contingent on the federal budget. And as every agency in Indian country would like to have more money, there's just so many pieces of the puzzle that you can use for law enforcement services, and we understand that.
Yes, Counselor Thornton.
I realize that you're shorthanded, as far as all the districts are concerned. And this last year versus the prior years, I've seen more marshals down in my area, and I appreciate that. I was wondering, you got 13 citations. What type of citations are you writing?
Most of those are going to be state citations. They're
Okay.
state citations like speeding, reckless driving, any of those type of citations. They're not citations like a vandalism citation. They're not that type of citation. So when we do have to write, first of all, my staff is not in the business of running traffic. Okay? That's not what our primary purpose is. Primary purpose is Indian country. But if they see something right in front of them that endangers somebody, they have to act. So that's when you usually see that. Ticket revenue, we don't get any ticket revenue. It goes to that local or that county office, and my staff and I know that. But it's kind of hard to drive a marked unit down a highway and have somebody really violating the law in front of you and you're not acting. Then we get calls from community members saying, I seen a marshal and 3 guys passing me at 100 miles an hour and he didn't do anything. Well, you know, they're cops too, you know, my men and women at the Marshal Service, and they want to protect the community, and part of that is speeding violations, those things like that. But our ticket writing is far below the national norm, just because that's not our purpose in life. So.
Okay,
Okay,
any more questions? Okay.
I see on your report, I don't see anything in there about assistance to other law enforcement agencies. You usually
Yeah, it's
have that on
where
there.
it says other agency assists at the top. There's 23 in one and 94 in the other.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Overlooking. Okay. Are those mostly called out on emergencies then?
They are. Those are calls for service that our officers have 2 radios in their units. One monitors the Marshal Service channel, one monitors whatever state area they're in. Let's say they're up in Nowata, they will turn on the Nowata County. So Nowata County will have, let's say, a domestic in progress. My officer will pull off of going patrol in Indian Country to get to that call to help that officer.
And they go to a domestic also?
Yes, they would go right to the domestic, just like the Nowata County Sheriff would.
You know that's the worst thing to go to.
That's a tough one to have to deal with.
Okay, I thought it might be somebody on a felony or something of that nature.
It covers the gamut. I mean, we could, one minute we could be on a domestic, the next one we could be on a loose dog call or a horse in the road call. You know, it spans the gamut of everything that you could imagine in law enforcement we do.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Okay, Counselor Critton?
Morning. Mr. Buell helped me out the other day. Had a lady with a situation that needed to be met head on, and I barely got off the phone, and he was sitting in the living room of that lady's house with me. So I really appreciate that, and I think it really went well. Once we got everything, had good communication, so I appreciate that. Had another question. Had a former marshal tell me that kind of South Adair County, and maybe, seemed like he said the Kenwood area. Is that I know every day is different, but is that kind of, would that be fair to say that might be the majority of the calls?
Yes, I would say that's absolutely fair. That'd be the majority of the Indian Country calls is in Adair County and the Kenwood area. Yes, definitely. And this goes to any council or any member of the tribe. I service the tribe at the pleasure of the tribe. If any of your people in your communities have issues with the Marshal Service or anything out there, I am free to come up. I figure you all pay me well enough to get out of my office and get up to see people. So if you never need me, don't hesitate to call. The only time I couldn't go is if I'm on another call somewhere, but I look forward to having that community integration. We should never forget that that's who we're here to serve, is a community of our tribe and our residents within 14 counties. So.
I appreciate that the other day. And also one more thing, Frankie and I have a building down there in our district in the Cherokee community. And I look forward to getting that place back going. There's lots of folks, Frankie knows, I know, a lot of us know. Look forward to that. It's a standing structure. You know, a lot of places they're wanting to start building one, but that one's there. And I've heard different ones say, oh, you can't do that. Too much vandalism. You know, but I'm confident, and I'm sure you are too, that if we get something established, we can sure enough take care of that, can't we?
Well, I think it's a community want. It's a community need. And if the community wants it and needs it, they will help support that. And the Marshal Service is always there to help support the community. But first and foremost, those buildings, those areas, they're the communities. And they have to take pride and they have to acknowledge that it's theirs. And we will support it as a tribe, we'll support it as a Marshal Service. I'm sure the council will support those communities. But first and foremost, it's the communities. And we're here to help support it, to help train, to help, protect it. Especially, there's been some times that we've had issues in different communities that we've had to send extra patrols into or extra marshals into, or just a marshal to come to a community meeting just to sit and talk about the marshal service, or just to be there as that representative. So we will support that 100%.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Councilor Vasquez?
Shannon, I just wanted to say thank you for sending a couple of people with your department up to my South Coffeyville community meeting, and they were most helpful. And we had one of the best attended in years there, so
Well, I'm
they
glad to
were an
hear that.
asset. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good report.
Thank you.
Next, Office of Attorney General. We had our last meeting in rules was October 29th. So we're aware that the agenda is not going to be as much as in the past. So we're aware that you haven't had much activity in 2 weeks. So I think the report we have, if you want to give us an update.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, it's always a pleasure to appear before the Tribal Council. Again, there's nothing much to report from the last time I had the pleasure of appearing before this committee. One thing that I want to make the council aware of is that today we will be filing our reply brief to the UKB 76-acre case, which is pending in the Eastern District of Oklahoma Federal Court. When it is filed, it will be available online through our Attorney General's website. Also, one thing that I really wanted to mention to the council today is that we have a new addition to the Attorney General's office. That person is Courtney Jordan, who is here with us. Courtney, if you can come up, please. Courtney comes from us from Crow and Dunn Living. She worked there for a few years and
We won't hold that
Cherokee
against her.
citizen. Pardon me?
We won't hold that against her.
Oh, well, we're very prideful that we're able to glean, the best and brightest of Cherokee lawyers. She is a Cherokee citizen from the prior area. Her addition to our staff is going to allow us to continue to be on the leading edge of Native American issues nationwide. This is the type of people that we need to recruit. This is the type of people that we should get. Again, getting our best and brightest Cherokee lawyers to be working for the Cherokee tribe, I think is fantastic. She's an Oklahoma State graduate, Councilman Garvin, so we're very happy with that. And is a graduate of the Iowa School of Law. Courtney, I will just let you have a few words with the council, and after that we would entertain any questions.
I just want to say that it's nothing short of an honor and a blessing to be able to do what I love and work for my tribe at the same time. And my door's always open, and I don't know my phone number yet because I haven't memorized it. But as soon as I know it, I'll let you know. And you can contact me anytime.
And with that, we
Councilor
would
Baker.
entertain any questions.
It's good to have you on board with us, Courtney, but I want you to know we will miss you in the Oklahoma City area.
I know, I'll miss those meetings.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the Cherokee Nation. I know you'll do well. Anybody else? Good report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Yes, next, Miss Gwen Terrapin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here today. My report's not much, so we'll make it short and sweet. I just have one outstanding at this time, and the 2015 has been updated, and everything has been updated on the website. That's it.
Yes, Councilor Taylor.
I just want to thank you for the spreadsheet you sent us to see what the nature of the FOIA requests had been historically. That was very enlightening to me.
You're
So
welcome.
thank you for doing that.
If you would like that every month, I can do that every month.
Very helpful.
Okay.
Yes, Councilor
And I
Buzzer.
just want to echo those words too. They are helpful. They're short to the point, and we kind of know what's being asked out there. So, yes, I would like to see them on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Okay, and if there are any on that report that you would like to have copies of, any of the information, just contact me and I will be glad to get that information to you.
Anybody else? Good report.
Thank you.
Tax Commission, Sharon Swepston. We can always depend on Sharon Swepston.
Morning. I believe you do have my report. I will try to address any questions that you might have. The only update I have is to let you know that we have less than 800 cards left that have been returned on the hunting and fishing that have not been updated in the system.
That's
It was
good.
800 last Wednesday or Thursday, so I know there's less than that because they've been working on it. But we are still getting a few back in the mail. If you haven't done so, please encourage everyone to get those turned in. Our deadline right now is we're going to try to do our upload no later than December 1st. So if they haven't gotten them in, we need to get them there so that we can get them in that first upload.
Sure.
Yes, Counselor Garvin?
Sharon, I have a Cherokee Tax Commission Veterans Card.
Yes, sir.
Only thing wrong with it, it won't work.
It should work at any licensed Cherokee retailer. Only at our retailers. It doesn't work anywhere else.
The one place I've tried is Cherokee Casino at Fort
It
Gibson.
should work
For
there.
lunch.
It did not work?
4 times it would not work.
Okay, that's their system if it's not picking it up, but I will get with them to find out why it's not working, because we worked with them to make sure that those cards would work with their system and everything. So I will find out what's going on with that for you.
I'd like a new card.
If that's what's wrong? I don't think it's the card, but I will find out.
I have a feeling it's a card.
And it may be. I mean, and we can check that and
3 or 4
see.
people tried to get it to work.
Have you tried it just Fort Gibson's the only place you've tried it? Okay,
Yeah,
we can do that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
very good. Anybody else? Yes, Counselor Buzzer.
Fortunately, I don't have a card like that, although I am a veteran, but
Well, you need to get one then.
for disabled, isn't that?
It's any veteran can get those cards. Those are just Cherokee Nation. It's not the state.
Do you have
Oh,
one?
okay, I didn't
These are
realize.
just ours.
But the other question I had, someone told me it said it had an expiration date of a year on it, is that true?
We replace them every year.
Oh, okay, so you will replace
We
them?
automatically send them
Oh,
out.
Okay, automatically, okay. All right.
So we have Counselor Buzzard, Counselor Garvin, and Counselor Snell should be eligible for that?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why I thought it was just for disabled.
online?
Huh? The forms are online. Yes.
Maybe we can get some assistance there, Shelley, for these guys, make sure they're taken care of. Yes, Counselor Buzzard.
Well, maybe that's the perception out there that it's for disabled veterans. If
It
that's all
doesn't
you
say
have,
disabled on
because
it, does it? It just says veteran.
Veterans.
It's just
I know there's
veteran.
more than 150 veterans out here that are Cherokee.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Good report.
Okay.
Self-governance, Mr. Hastings?
Good morning. You've got our report. I'll be happy to answer any questions or get an answer to your question.
Yes, Counselor Buzzard?
There was a, I don't know, it had to do with the RROs on the Sequoia High School campus. Did that ever get resolved?
No, but I can tell you that that's actively being worked on.
So we could certainly use those funds up there for road improvements on that campus.
And I can say the delay was not on our side.
Okay. And it usually not, so I understand. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? But we dodged a bullet on the government shutdown, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
You guys did good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gaming Commission, Mr. Jamie Hummingbird.
Used to saying good afternoon, but today I'll say good morning.
Morning.
I trust that my report made it in the packet this month. Very good. I'm on a streak. In addition to the general material that's in there, there's a few things I wanted to update the council on. First is, you remember a few months back that I mentioned that the tribes were nearing that $1 billion mark in our contributions to the state under our tribal state compacts. That mark has been met. And as a result of that, there is going to be a little recognition, little celebration ceremony tomorrow in Oklahoma City at 1 o'clock that's hosted by the Oklahoma Indian Gaming Association. If you'd like details on that, I can get those for you. I apologize, I was going to bring that with me, but I left it on my desk. But if you are interested in that, there's going to be that celebration tomorrow in Oklahoma City. Normally, I would go to that, but I also was contacted last week about doing a tour and a walkthrough for the new chief of staff and the new commissioner for the NIGC. So we will be doing that tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the Roland facility. They're going to be on a tour of the state, so they're starting with us tomorrow. And they're going to be hitting, I think, probably Choctaws and then making their way out west. So the chief of staff is fairly new. She's been on for about 6 months or so. And of course, Sequoia Simmermeyer, the new commissioner for the NIGC, he's been on approximately 1 month or so. So they're going to be getting out into the field and seeing some of the tribal casinos firsthand. So we'll be taking them through and doing a walkthrough and answering any questions that they might have. We set our 2016 meeting schedule last week. I'll be getting that out to the council, so if anybody would like to attend or make an appearance, we're going to be starting in December. We're going to be meeting at the Hard Rock facility, and then in January, for the remainder of the year, we're going to be alternating. So Hard Rock in December, January will be in Tahlequah, February in Hard Rock, so on and so forth through the rest of the year. So we have the meeting schedule set, so if anybody would like to attend, you're more than welcome. Okay. And we're continuing our efforts to implement changes as a result of the Attorney General's opinion on licensing. We brought the issue back up at the commission meeting last Thursday. There was some desire on both sides from us and from operations to sit down and go over some of the positions that we're looking at that are, I would say, on the line as to whether or not they will fall under the opinion or if they'll fall outside of that opinion. We are going to be meeting with operations on Friday at 2:30 here in Tahlequah to go through that list and see what we can do to sort through the individuals that may be needing licensure versus those that may not. But with that, I'll take any questions you might have.
Any questions? Yes,
I
Councilor
really
Thornton.
don't have any questions. I just would like to have a copy of the gaming compact.
Okay.
Is,
Compact?
Shirley, or can you?
I can get you one.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have one on file? Gaming compact? Okay.
I think
Yes.
Shirley can get it.
Councilor Hangman?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jamie, I left you a message last week with your reception, and she was supposed to give you a message to give me a call.
Okay.
Licensing issue.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't see the message. I would have called you.
Yeah, I know you would have. But I thought it might have got dropped. So.
Okay, I apologize for that.
Okay. Can you just follow up after this meeting?
Yeah, I'll follow up with you.
Anybody else? Jamie, how many tribes fall in that category on the revenue that they're celebrating tomorrow in Oklahoma City?
We have 29 tribes that have compacts with the state. So
I mean, that is up to that revenue of $1 billion.
yes.
We have 29 that fall in that category?
Yeah, the 29 tribes over the last almost 10 years have contributed to the state. And the average contributions from all tribes in a month is about $1.5 million. And so looking at the different tribes that make that up, the lion's share goes to the Chickasaws, Choctaws, Osages, Creeks, and us. And so we make up probably roughly 80%, if I remember correctly, of that state contribution. Yeah, we do have quite a number of tribes that, everybody pulled in together has made that $1 billion mark.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yes. Councilor Buzzer?
Jamie, on the contributions to the state, are those contributions just from Class 3, or does that include anything from Class 2?
No, it's Class 3 only.
Class 3 only.
Class 3 only. The machine percentages, we go up to 6%. That's the actual amount that is set. There are certain dollar thresholds that you meet, and after a certain threshold, we start at 4. After a certain threshold, it goes up to 5, and another threshold caps out at 6. For the card and table games, it is 10% of the money that is made on those table games during that previous month. So for November, we'd be paying 10% on what was brought in the month of October.
Okay, and another question is on the Class 2 gaming, do we have figures on that from statewide?
From statewide, we don't.
That'd be interesting to know.
I could probably find out some numbers for you.
Just curious, if you get a chance,
Okay.
send them to us. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anybody else? Good report, Jamie.
And finally, Mr. Chair, if you would allow me, we just wanted to say welcome aboard to Courtney, if she's still in the room. I'm not sure if she's still back there or not. Courtney has been active in some gaming matters, so I know she'll be bringing some experience to the nation for legal matters on gaming. So just want to say welcome to Courtney.
She's a blue chipper.
Yep. Excuse me?
She's a blue chipper. Maybe she'll earn her keep.
Don't make her head too big yet.
That's why I said maybe she'll earn her keep.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Nason Morton.
Good morning. Last couple of weeks, just doing paperwork. Submitted a report. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
You have decreased the time on once we get an application in and in the hire. You've done a good job with that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We still got a little ways to go, but it's improving.
Yes, we'll keep improving.
Okay, anybody else? All right, thank you
Thank
for
you
the
very much.
report. Drop down to old business, Counselor Thornton.
Yes, I'd like to table this for another month, rules meeting next month.
Okay.
Would our council like to say something?
At the last Rules Committee meeting, there was a discussion about some suggestions, and Councilor Thornton had put together a list of items for specific election code amendments, not for a full review of election code amendments, but basically what the loophole group had been talking about and discussing. And so A.G. Hembry and the Election Commission Attorney Harvey Chaffin and I have met and been discussing and working on these. It just takes a little longer to review all the election code stuff that we had for this particular thing, to have it ready by posting the agenda for this Rules Committee. It will be on the next Rules Committee. A.G. Hembry is here. He can, if he has any comments, but we're working on that, and we'll have it ready for the December Rules Committee. Isn't that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
Okay.
And so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And I had visited with Councilor Thornton, who's the chair of the loophole group, and Speaker Byrd, for them to know, and that was approved by them.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion. Yes, Counselor Lay?
I'm sorry, go ahead with your motion. I do have one question, I guess.
We're good. We got a motion second. You're good.
And are we gonna have a separate rules or the regular rules committee with everything else involved?
I don't think we've determined that yet.
I don't know. Probably depends on how much we have on the Rules Committee for December. If it's not a lot, then we'll just put it on the regular Rules Committee. Although I know Councilor Thornton had suggested a special Rules Committee, but having all of our meetings on one day, maybe it would be better just to put it on one, but I'll get with him, Shelley, Speaker, and Councilor Byrd, and I'll get together with that.
Yes. A.G.?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, it would be probably at the pleasure of the council of how you wanted to handle it. Now, if there are, there's a whole level of copious amendments to the election law that can be considered. Now, if you want to do, there's a limited ones that we can do in December that I think could fit on the regular rules meeting. Now, however, if it's the pleasure of the council or the committee to consider all of the amendments, then I would, at the same time, I would recommend then a special meeting sometime in January.
Yes.
But it's just whatever this committee would desire.
I think what Counselor Thornton had said to do the first ones on the list that he gave, and then A.G. Hembry and Mr. Chafin and I discussed having all the other election code amendments by January for the January rules, and that would probably need truly a special rules committee for that. Would you agree, A.G.?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a motion to table, got a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. Counselor Thornton, you have the next one as well.
Yes, I'm gonna table this also for a couple of months.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second to table. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Table this for another month? 2 months, okay. I did not have the election commission on the agenda, but I do see them here. So if someone wants to report, then we'll allow you to say a few words.
Good morning. I wasn't really prepared to report today, but basically everything, same thing from last month. We just attended a few different community meetings. We're still working to get all of our address updates. Also, we have lots of filing of all of the registrations that we took in during the close of registration. So we're just kind of doing a little housekeeping. But is there anything anyone has a question about?
Counselor Taylor?
I just want to make a comment that you all have attended the photo ID events, and that is very helpful for people to get their address updated on their photo ID, get their address updated on their voter registration. A lot of people are still unclear on where their district is and everything, and so to have you there at those events, that has been great. I appreciate you all making that effort.
We've been glad to go, so.
Thank you, that's all.
Counselor Garvin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last month, I asked you about a person living at large and wanted to change precincts.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a chance to look at that?
Yes, I just got with Diane, and she has been speaking with Harvey and the AG about your question. And I think they've decided that that will be permitted. As long as she can stay in the same district, she can pick a different precinct.
Good.
So.
Yes. And I found the election code provision. You're going to have it if you need.
Okay, good?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, but yes, Counselor Thornton.
Yes, we're having a community meeting at Weber Falls, November the 30th. I'd like to see y'all show up.
Oh, we'd be glad to go.
It'll be 6 p.m.
Okay, we'll put it on the calendar when we get back to the office.
Okay, anybody else? Good report. Did you have, okay, Counselor?
Sean and I will have a meeting December 3rd at Stillwell High School if y'all can
Okay.
attend.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, dropping down to new business. Counselor Hargis, you're up.
This is a resolution confirming the nomination of Janie Dibble as a governing board member of the Cherokee Nation Comprehensive Care Agency, also known as PACE. I put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Janie Dibble, are you here?
I am.
Yes. Janie's been with us for quite some time. So you have a motion and a second. Counselor Taylor?
I just had a question. In your activities, it says that you have served on the Cherokee Elder Care PACE Program Board. Can you explain what it is that you did in that capacity?
Well, I'm currently in that capacity. I serve as the chairperson of the board of directors, and I've been serving in this position for, I think this is coming up to 3 years for the renewal. And prior to that, I was on the Participant Advisory Committee for the PACE program.
Okay, so is this the same position or is this a different position?
This is a renomination.
Yes, it's a renomination.
Okay, that's what
reappointment,
confused me
whatever
because
it
it
is,
just
yeah.
says nomination, and so I thought she's on here as that, so is this different? So,
Yeah, it's a
okay, so it's a
reappointment.
renomination. Okay, thank you very much, that's all.
Yeah, we should have had renomination. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Janie.
Thank
You're doing a
you.
good job.
Thanks.
Okay, this next one, Counselor Jordan, would you take that?
Sure. Resolution confirming the reappointment of Nathan
Bernard?
Bernard as a member of the Cherokee Nation Administration Appeals Board.
Yes, I think Mr. Bernard is here.
Second
Got a
that.
motion, a second. You want to come to the front there? Questions, anybody? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, Counselor Crittenden, would you take the next one?
Resolution confirming the appointment of Junior Dwayne Littlejohn as a member of the Cherokee Nation Administrative Appeals Board. I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Judge, would you come to the front? Any questions for our judge here? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you very much, Judge. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Who's got it? Yeah, you don't ever want to try to depose a judge. Okay, Counselor Hargis, you take the next one?
A resolution confirming the renomination of Beryl Prater as a member of the Cherokee Nation Registration Committee.
Motion,
She's here.
Second.
second? Mr. Prater, you want to come to the front? And this is a renomination. Okay. Counselor Lay, did you have a comment or a question? Yes, Counselor Austin?
I'd like to be added as a sponsor.
Okay,
Me also.
I do too,
okay.
Sheldon. And me.
Okay, sponsors, okay. We're good. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Counselor Crittenden, would you take this?
Yes. The resolution confirming the renomination of Carrie Philpott as a member of the Cherokee Nation Registration Committee. I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion, a second. Is she here?
Speaker, Ms. Philpott, couldn't make it. She had a doctor's appointment, but she said she would be here for full tribal council to answer any questions.
Okay. She is not here, so any comments? Yes, Counselor Baker?
As a sponsor.
Okay, Counselor Baker wants to add as a sponsor. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, all opposed? Okay, Counselor Jordan, would you take the last one there?
A resolution confirming the renomination of Amon Baker as a board member of the Cherokee Nation Sequoia High School Board of Education. Put that in form of a motion.
Motion, second. Is Mr. Amon Baker here? Mr. Amon Baker is a former superintendent of Sequoia High School, former council member.
I don't need any hard questions this morning.
Okay, Counselor Garvin.
I just want to say thank you. He was on the board a few years ago when he hired me, and Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
It was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah. Yes, Counselor Vasquez.
I just have a comment. I'm Victoria Mitchell Vasquez, and the last time I saw you, I met you when we had dinner together with my mom when she was still here, Annabelle Mitchell.
Annabelle? Yes,
Yes.
I remember.
Good to see you. Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, Counselor Austin?
On your resume, it doesn't tell me where your home address is, your hometown. Where do you live?
Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Born at Ketchum, Oklahoma.
Yeah, thank you.
But my home is in Tahlequah now, 312 West Clay Street.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Amen. We just appreciate all you do and to continue to serve the Cherokee Nation at many different positions there. And we're not going to let you retire yet. Counselor Thornton.
I'd like to be a sponsor.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to be a sponsor too.
Got sponsors, raise your hand. Okay. That's a pretty good showing, Eamon. That's
Pretty
my
good showing.
acclamation there.
Back up.
Thank you.
That was too quick.
That's everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Got anything to say, Eamon?
Well, let me make a brief speech. I was on the first elected tribal council and served with Ross Swimmer. And I was appointed to the board by the chief, Wilma Mankiller, when she was chief. I was appointed to the board at Sequoia High School. But I served 3 terms on the tribal council. I'm on the tribal council. And I enjoyed every bit of it. Had a good time. And it was a very good experience. But if you have any questions, historical questions, I might be able to help you. But other than that, thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, any announcements? Yes, Counselor Austin?
This is just a request for going forward. 2 or 3 of our resumes did not have the person's address or anything. And, you know, to be prepared for the meeting so that we can make sure that we can do whatever research we feel like we can. Sure would help if we had the full address and contact information for people.
Yeah, these were last-minute names that were brought to our attention. As a matter of fact, Shelley and I really put some thought into whether we even brought them to this committee at this time. But being who they are and they've served in so many capacities, we kind of let it slip this time. But the next time there's a guy back there, make sure that he gets those resumes in on time. You want to stand up and let everyone know who you are? Okay. We gave him some slack this time, but it's not going to happen very many more times.
He's not in the green shirt.
Yes, he is. Okay. Any more comments? Okay, just motion to adjourn. Got a motion second. We are adjourned.